Okay, remember when we talked on Tuesday, we had talked about latitude and longitude lines? So I'm going to be posting this worksheet for you guys to complete in Google Classroom. And I wanted to just kind of go through it a little bit with you before I have you complete it, just to make sure you have a good understanding about latitude and longitude lines. Now remember, latitude lines run east and west. So this is west, this is east. They run right and left across the globe. Longitude lines run up and down or north and south. Okay? So this is the longitude, up and down. Latitude is right to left. Okay? Now remember, I compared this to a grid that you're using for like your multiplication chart. So when you're trying to find a location, you look at what number they're telling you to start with. So if they're talking about 10 degrees north, then you're going to start there, and then 100 degrees west, you're going to start and you're going to find where those meet up. Now, to help understand why they call it north, remember that equator line that divides the earth in half? Any latitude line, any latitude lines above the equator are going to be north, and any latitude lines below the equator are going to be south. So because we're above the equator in this picture, all of the latitude lines we're looking at are going to be north. Now remember that prime meridian line, the one that divides it in half up and down? So you have a left half and a right half. So in that prime meridian, anything to the left of it or the west side of the globe are going to be the west longitude lines, and any longitude lines to the right of it or the east side of that globe are going to be east longitude lines. Okay? So I'm going to do questions 1 and 2 with you. You can copy these answers, but I would like you to follow along. So number 1 says, what country is located at 20 degrees north? Now, latitude lines always come first. Longitude comes second. So latitude line of 20 degrees north. Well, we have 10 degrees north and 20 degrees north. So we're going to start with this line. Okay, so this is where we're starting, right here. Now, it says, what country is located at 90 degrees west? Okay, well, west, we know east and west are going to be our longitude lines. So we got to find 90 degrees. So we have 110 degrees west, 100 degrees west, 90 degrees west. So we're going to start with our longitude line right here. Now what we're going to do, just like you would on a multiplication chart, you're going to follow that all the way until it intersects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this all the way up across our map. Okay? So there's our line of longitude of 90 degrees west. Then I'm going to take my line of latitude of 20 degrees north and pull it across. Now what you're going to see, oh, hold on. This is where it intersects, okay? So what I'm going to do is, because I have that circle now on where it intersects, I'm going to delete these black lines that I drew to show you. Now we're looking at this intersection right here, okay? Just going to make this a little bit bigger so that we can see the whole area. So remember, it's this intersection right here that we're looking at. Now, what we want to do is, it's asking us for what country. Now remember, countries are the bigger land masses. You're not looking at the little Puebla or Mexico City, because those are cities. You're looking at what country is this. So you're looking for the big letters. So if we're looking at this one, our country is going to be Mexico. That is what country those latitude and longitude lines land in. Now, we're not looking at much about South America. I'm going to tell you, South America is a continent that is not a country. There are individual countries in South America that aren't labeled. But because we're not looking at much of South America, then we don't have to worry too much about those countries. So I'm going to remove this circle now, okay? Now, the next one says, at what line of longitude is Monterrey, Mexico? So we know Mexico's right here. And then we need to find where Monterrey is. Well, we have Mexico City, Puebla, Leon, and Monterrey is right here. Now, what you're looking for is that kind of that dot. That's where there's, it's kind of like putting a push pin on a map, right where that country's located. That's where that country's located, is where that dot is. Now we can see that that dot's not exactly on this line of longitude. What I want to do though is figure out what is this line of longitude. So if I bring my mouse or finger all the way down, this line of longitude is 100 degrees west, right? Now we know that Monterrey is not exactly on 100 degrees west. What we need to figure out is which way or how they're counting either way. So we have 100 degrees, and if we go left, it's 110 degrees, so they're going up. And if we go right, it's 90 degrees, so they're going down. So because Monterrey is to the left of the 100 degrees west, what you're going to do is you're going to look, okay, if you put 100 degrees west, would I give you credit? Yes. But I want you to start getting good at thinking about, okay, it's not directly on the line. So if I draw a line halfway through like that one, and then I evenly, oops, what's that doing? Okay, this is being sassy. If I was to evenly then kind of divide these sections into 4 different sections, no, that's not even at all. But if I was to divide these sections into equal 4 sections, do you think Monterrey would fall on that other line of longitude? And I'm going to be honest with you, if it was me, I would say that the line of longitude that Monterrey, Mexico is on is going to be 101. And if you don't have the degree symbol, feel free to write out degrees west. Because remember, we're down here, we're looking at these ones. These are west. Okay? Now, like I said, if you put that Monterrey is 100 degrees west, I'm not going to take a point off. But if you were to say Monterrey, Mexico is 60 degrees west, which is way over here, I would have to take a point off for that, because guess what? We know at 60 degrees west, the line doesn't curve like this. So there's no way that could be 60 degrees west. So we need to make sure we're looking at our lines of longitude, which go up and down, to figure that out. So remember, latitude lines go right and left across the globe. Longitude lines go up and down. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a good day.